What's up guys? In today's video we're going to be putting a mod inside of Wuthering Waves that allows us to use FSR frame generation. Now the mod itself isn't that hard, it's just drag a file into the game directory and then you're all done. And in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this on a lower hardware, like people with lower tier hardware such as me, especially when I'm on a laptop. Now the laptop that I'm going to be using today is a Asus TUF A15 from 2020. I'm going to be running with the AMD Ryzen 7 4800H with 16 gigabytes of RAM that is in dual channel and the RTX 2060. Now the first thing you want to do is you have to spoof your GPU into a 40 series graphics card, because if you're not on the 40 series, you don't get frame generation option inside of Wuthering Waves. Now to do that, we just have to go to registry, run as administrator, go to this location over here. I'll leave it in the description. So what you want to do is go to the device over here, the device description, and you want to type in NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4050 laptop GPU. I'll leave this in the description as well, so you can easily copy it. And after you do that, you should be able to be recognized as a 4050 if you restart your PC. Now, after that, I want you guys to go to this website, the Nexus website. It has a lot of mods in there, and search for DLSS enabler. I'll just leave the link to the place in the description. So what you want to do is you press slow download and you'll start downloading the latest one here. I'm downloading the 4.7.2. I already downloaded one, so I'm not going to download it again. And you can see, even though you press slow download, it's pretty fast because it's pretty small, so not that big of a deal. And once you've done it, you should be able to see DLSS enabler. Now what you want to do next is go to File Explorer again in another tab and go to your Wuthering Wave folder. You want to go to Wuthering Wave Games, Client, Binaries, Win64, and you'll arrive over here. And next you just have to copy this and go here to your download folder. You want to extract all, and you want to paste that location that you just copied. So I already done that, I'm not going to do it again. But in your guys' cases, you should see version.dll after you extract the file into your in-game folder, and that's about the tutorial. Now we're going to be going into the game, and I'll show you guys my setting so that you guys can have a better time at setting up things. Okay, now that if you successfully put the DLL file into the game, you saw that on the bottom left it says OptiScaler, and it'll give you some sort of message. It'll be different every time you launch the game, but that just means you successfully put the mod into your game. Okay, now that we're inside the game, you can see that my games run a bit choppy. Let me just pull up the FPS counter right here. And yeah, as you can see, the game's running a little bit choppy. You know, it's not stable. It's jumping from 30 to 40 to 50 most of the time. And it's just not really a great experience for playing this game, especially inside the city. I'm gonna show you how laggy it can get. Look at this. Well, anyways, as for my settings, for my settings, I play with the quality presets, and I basically just turn VSync off. I don't touch anything other than motion blur, turn that off as well. And I go and play at quality DLSS and turn frame generation on. Now I already spoofed my GPU, that's why I can see the frame generation setting. And when you turn on frame generation, your frame rate limiter will become disabled. So that's gonna be well, we can limit it inside a mod. So depending on what you want to do, I'll leave it up to you. and as you can see, it runs really better, and you can see it from the counter up there. This runs really well. And let's just pull up the mod menu. I'll show you what button to press on the screen right now, and after we press it, this menu should pop up, and you can see screen space ray tracing. We're gonna leave that for now. Ghostbuster, VSync, I'll turn this to off, yeah. And frame FPS limiter, I put it on 120 FPS, and reflex boost, I usually just leave it to app. I don't touch it much. I think you should put it on for better latency, so we'll see. And you can use either dynamic frame generation if you don't want to tinker with the setting as much, but you can also override it as much as you want. So you can put it up to one time, or 2 times, or 3 times, or 4 times, depending on what you want. And now we press on the status bar so that we can see our performance up there, and we can see that it runs not that great when you're just leaving it to the end game. When you leave it up to the game to do it, it generally run at 2x, not that great. So what you want to do is you override it to 3x, and that usually solves all my problem. Like, you can see that 3x is way better than 2x. Yeah, you can see right there, up there, the latency is more stable, I would say. But yeah, it's just a more enjoyable experience on 3x. Now, after that, what you want to do is, this is depending on if you have enough headroom left on your GPU, but for me, as you can see, I'm on 70% GPU usage, so that means I have enough headroom, so I'm gonna turn it on. And you can see that the shadow has improved drastically. You can see it real time right here, off, on, yeah. And I put it to medium because when I put it to high, it's not bad, but I just put it on medium so that I have a little bit headroom left when I'm recording. Usually when I'm not recording, I play it on high, but it's not really a necessary setting for frame generation to work. This is purely visual. If you don't mind the shadow from the game settings originally, you can leave this off, but if you want more shadow, like a darker tone in terms of visual, you can turn it on. And yeah, that's about it for this setting. And the next thing I want to talk about is the Ghostbuster setting. And now that we're outside, you can see that the wheel goes the hell out of itself, and it gets pretty distracting while you're playing. It just breaks the immersion. So what I would do is turn on Ghostbuster when I'm on the wheel. As you can see, it fixed the ghosting a little bit. Like, it only fixed it a little bit, you can see there, but it's much better than without ghost busting. So I would highly recommend leaving it on if you're driving a lot. But if you're someone who doesn't drive, I recommend turning it off. As you can see right here, when you have that setting on, you can see her hair flickering, and it's just, again, break the immersion if you're someone who explore on foot. So if you don't really play with Ghostbuster on, just leave it off. Play with the motorcycle that much, so just leave it off. As you can see, it doesn't break her head. One last thing you have to do is you need to press persist every time. Otherwise, when you launch the game next time, the setting will not save, so you might have to redo the whole setting again. Now, one more thing I want to explain is the dynamic frame generation. If you don't want to do this manually, you want the game to be better, you can leave this on, and it'll automatically decide when to use 2x or 3x depending on your frame rate. As you can see right here, it's using 2x because well, I'm getting more than 50 FPS, so it only used 2x. If I get below that, it used 3x. As you can see here, below this, it used this much. Well, you can see right there, and you can also customize it if you want to. here you can customize it, but usually I don't really like using it. I like using the 3x way better, force 3x, so that I'm constantly on 100 FPS no matter what. See, the latency is not that bad. We're on 60 millisecond, which is pretty good, honestly. It doesn't looks bad as it doesn't feel bad as it looks. Like usually 60 millisecond would be really bad, but in this case I feel like I'm playing on 60 FPS with the latency. And so, well, yeah, so everyone has different hardware, so figure out the setting a little bit more. You can change the in-game setting as well to your liking. If going on the quality preset is too much, you can lower it down a little, as everyone have different hardware. Okay, now the last part of this video, I would like to showcase a performance, like just to show you what performance you would get in different places inside the game. So for now, I'm just gonna be running around in-game cities, such as the school area. Well, it's kind of laggy. Maybe it's because I'm using this setting while I'm recording, which is causing the lag. So without it, the game feels way smoother, and it could be better if you lower down one of the settings. So if you go into setting and you turn crowd density to the lowest, I think you would get the most enjoyable experience out of this game, because that setting really bogs down your performance. So having that setting all the way on to low is pretty great inside the city area. But if you're someone who doesn't mind the latency and want to feel immersed inside the game, then you can leave it on. Or overall, just tinker the setting to whatever you like. It depends on everyone's preference, honestly. Now, one of the area I like to test is this area, as this area was the most graphically demanding back when 3.0 was out. And yeah, I really like to come here and test how my setup could handle this environment, and it usually run pretty well even without frame generation. It usually go up to 60 or 80 FPS. Well, it mostly on 60 FPS. 80 is like on a good day. But yeah, as you can see, with frame generation on, and in this area right here, the games run steadily at a 115 to 120 FPS most of the time, so you wouldn't really feel any stutter around this area. Now, another place I'd like to test before was this place, what is this place called? I just call every city the city place. Well, in this case, this is Septimon City. Well, yeah, back then I also kind of struggle around this area a lot. It used to run at around 40 to 30 FPS, but with the updates that the game has released recently, this game run actually really well, like 40 to 50 FPS, even without frame gen. But now that I'm using frame gen, it's capped at 40 base frame rate, and the generated frame goes up to 120, and it's really well. And now this comes down to the last part of this video, and this last part is not really much. I just want to say my thoughts on this. And so the purpose of this tutorial was just to showcase the community that has lower hardware, and to show them that the game is playable if you find other ways aside from the official game. Like, you can find mods like these, and the DLSS enabler is just OptiScaler, but you don't have to find anything. You just drag and drop in the file, and it's a plug and play experience. I know it's not Kuro Games' fault that much. It's more of the engine that they build this game on, which is the Unreal Engine 4. It's primarily really rely on one single core performance of a CPU, so you gotta have like a CPU that is strong in single core performance, and you also need a CPU that has a large L3 cache. But I'm not that knowledgeable on it, so I would highly recommend go and watch some other people who has a better explanation than me. But yeah, my explanation is just what my thoughts and what my level of understanding are on this game engine. And this game, even though it's on Unreal Engine 4, it looks this stunning. So I'm glad they didn't use Unreal Engine 5, because if they did, bro, this game is unplayable for everyone, bro. At least you can launch the game and play and have some sort of way to, you know, like what I'm doing here, enable FSR frame generation and get this game to work really well, even though I'm on like a 6-year-old hardware at this point. Like it's turning 6 soon, or maybe it is 6 or 7, I don't know. If you guys have any question, drop it down in the comment below. I would likely read it. Honestly, I don't expect this video to reach more than 100 people, but I hope it does reach 100 people, because if it does, then that means I've helped out around 100 people who have probably lower hardware than me or a little bit higher than me, that is struggling to run the game and wanting to find a way to use frame generation that is not the DLSS frame generation. So yeah, this method works for every GPU out there. Now I do want to say that this method comes with the risk of you getting banned, but like as I said before, no one has ever gotten banned from mod before, but I want to say that the chance is never zero, and Kuro might give out a statement before they start banning people. So for now, I guess we're safe to do this, but we never know when Kuro's gonna drop the ban hammer on us. But I don't think you're gonna get banned, as we're just putting like FSR inside the game. We're not really cheating the game in any way, shape or form. And people who put like skin mod and stuff also didn't get banned, so I don't think this will get banned. And yeah, that's right about what I want to say. See ya.